In this tutorial video, you will learn about the Implementation Success Reports. We'll explain interpretation basics and provide quick tips that will help you ensure your students are on track. When you view your results, the first thing you will see is the trend graph. In just a glance, you can see the implementation success scores for each week. This score is a composite of the 3 factors that we know are critical for students to benefit and make gains from using our products. It gives you a way to gauge how well your students are using the software and how well they are progressing through the content. We're looking at the default date range of the last 4 weeks, but you can make changes up here. Use this navigation bar on the left to view different student groups. You can see the actual score on the graph by hovering over the status icon. In our example, the group reached an overall implementation success score of 86%, which was good. Green is a good signal, and if your student group is in that range, they are on track for strong results. For the other weeks shown, the group was in the yellow range. Yellow means things are fair but not optimal for achievement. Red is the signal of poor implementation and indicates there are a number of students that need your attention. The 3 factors of implementation success are completion rate, attendance, and participation. We often suggest CAPS as a way to remember it. You can view graphs for the completion, attendance, and participation scores here. Just select the ones you wish to see. You're still seeing the overall implementation success score here, but you're also seeing the week-by-week completion rate as a comparison. A good completion rate means that each student is moving through their assigned product at an appropriate rate. When students have trouble, an intervene alert will be triggered so that you'll know that it's necessary to intervene. A poor completion rate basically means a lot of kids have their hands raised and need help. Obviously, if they aren't able to get through the content in the software, they can't get the benefits from it, so you want to keep the completion rate as high as possible. Now we are looking at both completion and attendance rates. Good attendance means that students are working on the products for the recommended 5 days per week, or close to it on average. Last, the third key measure in implementation success, participation. Good participation means that students are working on the products the recommended amount of time each day. When you see poor participation, think of students being off task or leaving class early each day. They need more time each day to get the full benefit of repeated practice. The summary table provides an average status and score for the implementation as a whole, the completion rate, attendance, and participation. These averages are based on a selected time period. Obviously, for each of these, you'll want to see good ratings, especially for the overall implementation success score. The summary table will also show the total number of alerts that students have for products they are working on. If you see a high number of alerts, it means a lot of students need help. In the detail section, you can see how the students in your group are doing for their current product and get further information on how to help them if needed. Let's look at one example. Daniel Johnson, working on Fast Forward Language to Reading version 2, currently has a fair implementation score, and he also has an intervene status. You can click on any status message to learn more. If I viewed the intervene message, I would find out which exercises were causing difficulty, and there would be suggestions for how to help. For complete, switch, or other messages that may appear, just click the link and you'll see an explanation for what to do. You will also be able to download their errors reports if you wish to view details about the errors students are making on all exercises. Since Daniel needs intervention, we'll look at his report. This report, also available from the student view, provides information you may use for intervention or instructional purposes. Items the student responds to are only listed on the report if the student misses them at least once, and the report shows how many times the student was correct, so you know how much difficulty they had. Daniel was presented with, "The fish are wearing glasses 7 times, and was correct 6 of those times." Compare that to, "The fish is in the tunnel," which was also presented to Daniel 7 times, but he only answered correctly once. In some cases, a student doesn't know the meaning of a word, like tunnel perhaps, or they may have a different understanding of the picture being presented. Whatever the specific issue, the report can pinpoint areas that can help the coach tailor their one-on-one coaching to the student's needs. For any student, I can also select their name to access an individual report. Emily is ready to switch. Let's see what her report looks like. On a student's report, the trend graph looks a little different. Here, Emily's progress through the product shows different colored lines for each exercise. This is an example of a consistent uphill climb, exactly what you want to see on your students' graphs. The highlighted area in blue is for the time period selected. As on the group view, there is a summary table where you can see an overall implementation success score for the period and scores for completion rate, attendance, and participation. Overall, Emily did very well with a completion rate above 100%, which is very high. Her attendance and participation rate scores are also quite good, and there is still a little room for improvement left in both. At the bottom of the report, we can see that there are two indicators to watch when viewing an individual student's performance: their completion goal and completion actual. A student's completion goal is based on the product they are working on and adapts to where they are in the process of completing the product. It's completely individualized. When evaluating an individual student's progress and giving them feedback on their performance, knowing whether they have met or exceeded their goal for a given period can be very powerful. Here are 3 suggestions for working with your students. First, tell all staff and parents who have students involved with Fast Forward that you'll be watching for great results. Everyone should be focused on CAPS: completion, attendance, and participation. If these are important to the student's achievement, they'll be important to their teachers and parents. One way to acknowledge success would be a brief message to parents, letting them know that their child exceeded their completion goal for the week. If completion rate looks like it is trending low for your group, look to see which 1 or 2 exercises are causing the most difficulty and do interventions with students that need help. Exercise demos are a great place to start. Whether it's the whole group, a small group of students, or an individual, make sure students can explain the purpose and the task. If there is a help on the exercise, make sure students know how to use it and that they do use it. If the exercise has error reports, those are an excellent resource for information about what is causing difficulty. And of course, listening in and working with individual students on the focus exercise is the best way to help them succeed. If participation or attendance is low, make sure students know how important daily attendance is for their brain fitness. As added encouragement, promote the achievement of good participation for the week or perfect attendance to encourage students to do better. Review my Scilearn results frequently to see if your students are on track. When the implementation is successful, it's more likely your students will see positive results. Boost your students' motivation to achieve high rates of completion, attendance, and participation, and work with students right away if you see intervene alerts. Visit the resource library for intervention or motivation ideas, and for further information on the reports, see About the Implementation Success Reports PDF to learn more.